I've got some new beer books here on the left, and I've got used ones here on the right. I wanted to do a little video of how I started, what they look like inside, all the cool stuff you can do with them. So I actually have a couple on my shop, and here's a few examples. They're all different sizes. As you can see, inside of them is usually 1 to 2 signatures, depending. I'd say about 20 to 30 pages of hand painted and hand printed papers. I'll go through some of these for you. So like this is blank on one side, but there's paint on the other, which is really awesome. I actually sold one recently, and the girl said that she was just going to use it for inspiration, and I think that's really awesome. It makes me think of like all the cool things I could do with the painted papers. I could make them zines. I'm actually thinking of a way to, it's literally a paperback. My boyfriend said it's a paperback in book form, which is great. This page is really great. So these books are intended for art journals, sketchbooks, diaries. They're small enough to fit in your pocket. You could throw it in your bag when you're going to the park or you're going for a walk. I like to sketch outside of the studio, so I usually keep one in my bag with me. And if I'm at a friend's house or the coffee shop, I always have a place to doodle. So this is what the inside looks like. And they're really great. They're sturdy. The more you use them and the more you carry them around, the more durable they get in the weirdest way, because it's cardboard. And even if they get damp or wrinkled, they pretty much hold their shape and hold their form. So I definitely recommend something like this if you sketch a lot or you want to get into a daily drawing habit. They're small enough to do that, but they're not so complicated and complex that you feel like it's a really big challenge. I started making these beer books years ago. I think the first one I made was 2011, so it's been a long time. I drink a lot of beer, and I just started saving up the boxes, and I keep a lot of paper, vintage paper, old catalogs, old magazines, and I just decided that I was going to stop buying sketchbooks and start making these. They're great because they're small, and the biggest one you could probably get is out of a 18 pack or a 30 pack box, and even then it's pretty small compared to usual sketchbooks. This Blue Moon book was one of the very first ones I ever made. It was actually made out of one sheet of paper that I went through, and I prepped every single page. Some of the pages actually come out like an accordion style. Let me see if I could show you like that. And it's just a catch-all. So I would put receipts in there, stickers, magazine clippings, little pieces of wallpaper, notes about songs and books I read. I would do tiny little collages. This is a quote from a Radiohead song. And then something so small compared to the bigger one. This was actually, I made this specifically out of a 6-pack box because I needed something to write my hours in when I worked at the bakery in New York, and I didn't know what to use besides a little book like this that could fit in my bag. And each page has a doodle on it. This one's kind of neat. This is Tweezinail. This is actually one of my favorites because it was a complete accident. I just wanted to save this little strawberry in this bee, and my friend Chelsea and I were laughing about the cover, and I was like, I have to make this a book. And it's held together with denim. This is actually a piece of like some jeans, and then the binding is just sewn with masking tape to reinforce it. It's really fun to see what beer boxes create the different shapes of each book. This one was one of my favorites. This is a Walliver's Fine Organic Wildflower Wheat book, and I just love the colors. And this is actually one that I used a lot. It's just great. The paper was good. I used it every single day. Lots of paint. The painted papers, it just gives it a durability that normal sketchbooks don't have. When you add an extra layer of gesso or a layer of paint, which I do for you, which is awesome, when you get the book, it's already prepped. You just have to add the cool stuff, the drawings and the writing. And this one actually turns over, which is kind of neat. Something I do a lot. So I'm doing most of the work for you. I collect the boxes, I drink the beer, I paint the paper, I sew the papers, I put the signatures in the cardboard, I press them, and then when you buy the book, it comes with a rubber band so you can make sure that it holds your book together and you can tuck things in. Sometimes I will tuck my collage pieces in the rubber band if I'm just going to the coffee shop, and I'll take a pencil with me. That's all you need. So this is a really good example of a prep page, and it isn't really finished, but it looks really colorful, and all you would have to do is add some writing at the top or a little drawing at the bottom, and you already have a finished art journal page. This is one of my favorite pages. Okay, so I hope that gave you a little bit of an idea of the books that I make and how you can use them. I've been using them for years, like I said, and I make every single one of a kind. It's handmade by me. I will continue to use them, and I'll continue to make them if you guys are interested.